Very last minute by a friend of Huntingburg, and that's Starline Industries, Hank, and thank you very much. First person I'd like to introduce is Jim McCabe. Jim's the location manager, and he's been virtually living here. He's been responsible for a lot of fun things that have happened. And the keys are appropriately made out of wood because Huntingburg is known for being a fine producer of wood furniture.
Thanks,
Jim, thank you.
Very much.
Second person on the list is the director of the film, Mikhail Solomon.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yes, over here? Yep.
The third person is Mark Garden. We're having an emergency city council meeting about closing this street.
You got it, babe.
Mark, thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, well, how about those leaves down at the end of the street?
You can have them.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Gary Levinson is also a producer. And yeah, got you nailed too. Welcome, Gary.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Ian Bryce, and one of the also producers. You're welcome. Thank you. Enjoyed this.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And the person you really came to see, me. I was the look-alike contest. I didn't win. He's the associate producer and also the star, Christian Slater.
That's great.
I think they want you in the middle over there.
Okay, man. Thank you. Thank you.
At this moment in time, I would like to introduce the people who really and truly make this happen, and that's the people from the Indiana Film Commission. Jane Rulon, the director. And we'll turn it over to Jane.
Last 6 or 7 years, there have been 3 feature projects shot here in Huntingburg, Indiana. And there aren't too many towns that can make that claim. And it's because you are ready to roll out the red carpet for everyone who is interested in coming here to film. And that makes our job easier. The Film Commission is designed to promote the state for film and video production. We're part of the State Department of Commerce. But as I say, you make our jobs easier because you're film friendly and your warmth and your hospitality really made the difference in bringing the flood here to Indiana. So congratulations to everyone here. We really appreciate that. I do bring greetings from the governor and from the Lieutenant Governor, Frank O'Bannon. We have with us today your State Senator, Richard Young, and State Representative Don Hume. And it's very appropriate that Representative Hume is here because he was a co-author of the legislation that created the Film Commission in 1982. So we have him to thank for the Film Commission being in existence. If they could both join me on the stage here, we have a state proclamation we want to present to the producers. And I'll read this here. If you want to maybe hold that with me. This is the proclamation to all whom these presents may come. Greeting. Whereas Flood Productions has selected Huntingburg, Indiana as a key location for its motion picture, The Flood, and whereas Flood Productions has worked closely with the residents of Huntingburg in preparation for the filming of The Flood, and whereas The Flood is expected to feature the town of Huntingburg prominently in the film, and whereas The Flood will bring significant economic impact to southwestern Indiana, and whereas filming of The Flood in Huntingburg commences today, October 28, 1996, Now, therefore, I, Evan Bayh, Governor of the State of Indiana, do hereby proclaim October 28th, 1996 as the Flood Day in the state of Indiana. So, it's great to have you here. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Did you want to say something?
Huntingburg was chosen because we looked all over the Midwest for towns for the movie. Huntingburg was chosen because architecturally it looks great, and it also has reasonably narrow streets, which we needed so that we could replicate it back in California inside a big hangar. So even though we have a big hangar back there, we didn't want the streets to be too wide.
Yeah, sure. Well, I play. I'm an armored car guy. What they do whenever there's sort of a national disaster or a flood, these companies hire these guys to go in and clean out the banks. So me and my partner, played by Ed Asner, we got $3 million, and Morgan Freeman is trying to get it from us. It's very exciting. Mm-hmm. I guess yeah, a bit of a natural action movie. Yeah, it's I would describe it as both, definitely. Well, we were here a couple months ago? Yeah, about 2 months ago to shoot the finale scene, actually. So this is my second time. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's great. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we've been, in this studio on this Army base for the past 2.5 months. So it's just great to be in the great outdoors. You know, we've been inside for so long. It's feel like we're emerging vampires here. You know, web feet. Yeah, pretty close. We've been indoors and in the water too for the past 2 months. So it's great to be outside and dry. But I think pretty soon, knowing Mikhail, we're probably all going to be extremely wet very soon. Yeah, well, I think it helps everybody because, when the energy is so good and so positive, I think it adds to our excitement and creativity, and I think just the general energy is very positive. Very good. There you go.
Well, with my partners here and this young man and Morgan Freeman, we're expecting the picture's going to do very well.
That will be answered by the director, Mikhail Solomon.
Christian Slater should be here shortly. Randy Quaid is here, and Ed Asner. So that's about the people that are going to be here. We have more, though, but they're not going to be here. Well, we'd like it to be overcast. It's supposed to be dusk, so we're going to shoot it as overcast. Then it will be overcast, believe me. We have made arrangements, yeah. Yeah, there will be some extras, not a whole lot, because by the time we get here in the movie, the town is almost evacuated, so almost everybody's gone, but except for a couple of emergency vehicles and the sheriff. But the extras will all be local, yeah. Well, the dam, we've actually found the dam in Illinois, but we're not going there. We're building the whole thing as a miniature, and for practical reasons. So the dam will actually be very close to town here. It'll be a couple of miles outside of town once we get everything finished. And this is actually the shot you're seeing us preparing for here is the last part of our introduction shot to the whole area, where we set up the whole area with the flooding and everything, and we end up here in the street. And it's one of the few shots that are taking place in daylight. After this, we go into night, and we come out on the other side in the morning. So the movie takes place over one night. Tomorrow. This gentleman had a question. We should be wrapped up here by Friday and leave Saturday.
Oh, the disaster trend. You know, we had Twister last summer, which was a wonderful picture, and there are a couple of volcano pictures that'll be out in the spring. I think that what we're so excited about with our picture is that as opposed to this being a, quote, disaster movie, where the bad guy, if you will, is the flood, Morgan Freeman is our bad guy, and then there's some terrific surprises about some of the other people in the story that become bad guys. So what we feel is that we have all of the fun. The producers are the bad guys? Is that right, Mikhail?
Sorry.
Oh, I was confused. Producers looking at their watches saying, we have to hurry, Mikhail. But I think what we feel so good about with our picture is that we are not a disaster movie in the same way that some of these other pictures are. We have a spectacular story, and we have all of the big sort of summer fun that you expect from these kinds of movies in terms of stunts and special effects, and it's all quite spectacular. But at the same time, I think we have a terrific story and wonderful cast with Christian and Morgan and Randy and Minnie Driver and Betty White, who's also in our picture, Ed Asner. So the story takes place against the backdrop of this flood, and the water's rising and the water's rushing, and there's things exploding and all the things that people expect in these kinds of pictures, but we also have a wonderful heist story that takes place against this backdrop. Well, actually, the first, 5 minutes of the picture takes place in Huntingburg, and then we cut back as the sun goes down to our stages out at the Rockwell factory in Palmdale, California, where we shoot the rest of the picture until the very end. And we were here, as Christian mentioned, a couple of months ago. We did a wonderful helicopter shot pulling back from the church that you can see down at the end of the street. In order to make us feel that in spite of this difficult 24 hours that have just passed, that there is hope and there is light, and Christian and Minnie will go off into the sunset together.
So the opening shot, what you might be working on later today and throughout the week, the opening shot will be Huntingburg.
That's correct. Right. The opening will be Huntingburg and the establishment of the town. What's very important is to establish Huntingburg and its environs before the sun goes down, so that the audience has a sense of the entire place. And then we go into our stage where we've replicated most of what you see on Main Street right here.
I'm shaking inside. I'm nervous. No, but it's exciting, and like I said, it's thrilling to be here and have the positive atmosphere. So no, it's all very exciting. My heart is pounding. Oh, good. Wow.
Absolutely. If it works out here, they're any one of a number of films that, as producers, directors, stars, we're all working on. And if it works out very well here, this is, of course, a place that we will bear in mind. And people have been incredible here, and we will definitely go back telling everyone we can what a great place this was to come to and how we were welcomed here.
Folks, please stay over on this side. Thank you.
All right, ladies, why did you come here today?
To Christian Slater.
What's the attraction?
He's hot.
Did you guys get to talk to him, get an autograph? Did you touch him, whatever?
Yeah, we got to touch him. We got our pictures taken with him. Yep.
So you feel satisfied? Did you accomplish what you came here to do?
Yeah. Very satisfied.
Are you skipping school?
No. We got a note from our parents,
Yeah,
so
our
it's okay.
parents wrote notes to let us get out, but so hopefully we won't get in any trouble.
Yeah.
So you big fans of Christian or just fans of anybody from Hollywood who happens to be in town?
Christian.
Yeah.
Mainly Christian.
Other people
Yeah.
too, but mainly Christian.
You looking forward to the movie coming out?
Yeah.
You guys gonna skip any more this week to be here?
No.
I don't think my
if
mom
we
will let
need
me.
to, maybe.
If there's any possible way that we can get close to him again.
Yeah.
Might be maybe lunch with him, something like that. Maybe.
Date,
Private.
you know.
Yeah, a date. If he's not dating his girlfriend still, you know.
All right, thanks a lot. Okay. Can you first talk about the importance of Indiana receiving big budget movies like this?
Hollywood is a word-of-mouth industry, so every time a project comes in like this, the people who work on the movie go back to Hollywood, they tell their friends about it, and they tell them what a great experience they've had here, and that really helps sell the state for other projects.
Why do you think Huntingburg has been such a hotbed for movie crews in the last couple of years?
Well, it's partly, the scripts that have been looked at for this state, but what ultimately turns the tide, I think, no pun intended. Oh gosh, let's do that one again.
Okay, all right.
We're gonna have all these flood jokes.
Yeah. Same question then.
A lot of it has to do with the scripts that have come to us for scouting in the state, but ultimately, I think the thing that helps Huntingburg in this regard is the fact that they are so willing to work with the producers. And they're very film friendly. The residents all pitch in and help, and the city officials have been very cooperative, and they have great locations.
Now, when they come to Indiana with an idea for a movie or looking for location, do they go to you first, or do they come here and scout on their own, or how does that work?
Sometimes they'll scout on their own, but for the most part, they will contact our office. We have location files that have thousands of different photos of different types of buildings, different types of geography in the state, and our job is to try to match up what the director pictures in his or her mind and show them examples of things that we think would help make that happen.
Do you know of any other films coming to Indiana or this area?
We don't have anything definite right now. We're working on a couple of other projects. We always have something in the hopper, so maybe sometime early next year.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you. Okay.
You're watching ABC 25, where news comes first.
Hundreds pack a Dubois County Theater tonight for the premiere of a Huntingburg special, Hard Rain, and it's our top story tonight. Good evening, I'm Brad Bird. The town of Huntingburg, Indiana takes center stage tonight for an invitation-only party. My colleague Shelley Kirk joins us live via satellite with SkyFirst 25 from the historic Astra Theatre in Jasper with more on tonight's top story. Shelley?
Brad, it has been quite a night here at the Astra Theatre in Jasper, and you said it right, it really was pretty much a party because folks packed here to see the premiere of Hard Rain, and almost all the folks who were here had something to do with the filming. And after having Hollywood take over your town for a couple of months in 1996, they were pretty anxious to see how Huntingburg took to the silver screen. And it didn't take them long to find out what they came to see and react. Let's take a look. A huge reaction for the first sight of the town of Huntingburg on the silver screen. This is the only time throughout the movie where you actually see the entire town of Huntingburg. You see Hollywood reproduce the town out in California, and you see a lot of that through the rest of the movie, but this is the one shot where you see the entire town straight down 4th Street. So a big reaction for that tonight. Also in these cars driving down the street, a lot of the folks in the audience tonight were in those cars, driving those cars. Unfortunately, they were driving them, but their face didn't get on camera. There was one local extra, though, who did get on camera. Take a look at the passenger in this car. That is Lisa Furman. She is the only local extra who actually got her face on camera, made it to the final cut. So the crowd really reacted to that. And this is the Huntingburg Bank. This is inside the vault of the Huntingburg Bank, a bank between 1925 and 1935. That's Ed Asner and Christian Slater standing inside the vault, now walking out where they actually flooded the bank in Huntingburg. And this is right outside the bank on the streets. A lot of folks in the theater tonight actually saw this being filmed. Now, one of the biggest reactions comes in a scene coming up right here. Take a listen.
Dispatch, this is 31. Believe in Huntingburg, we'll be back in the night.
And that was Huntingburg, not Huntingburg, but Huntingburg. At the end of this movie, everybody clapped. There was a big applause at the end, and most everyone stayed to see the credits to see what names they recognized up there. And then, of course, came the reviews. Here's what they had to say. Did you like it? It was a great show.
Oh, it was great.
What did you like about it?
I need to pronounce Huntingburg, not Huntingburg.
Oh, yeah, we noticed that, too.
It's good. Oh, it's great. It's a little loud, but we were front row. But
what'd you think?
Bloody.
Pardon me?
Bloody.
Bloody. So that wasn't that, you're not happy with that?
No.
No.
No, with that part of it.
I liked it a lot.
Really? Did you like, was it kind of gory? And some people are saying it was kind of bloody and stuff.
I like that sort of stuff.
So you liked it a lot. How do you think it made Huntingburg look?
I was surprised how many times they showed the name and how many the buildings really looked good.
When it opened, the scene opened, and you go down 4th Street or the main street looked beautiful. Really did.
Well, there was, of course, a little bit of a mixed reaction to the movie, but everybody was very proud of Huntingburg and how Dubois County came out in this movie. A lot of folks say they're going to see it again, and, of course, as you can see on the marquee behind me, the regular run begins tomorrow, and the owner of this Astra Theatre tells me he's already getting a lot of calls from people. And, of course, tomorrow, Friday night, the big ABC 25 premiere in Evansville at Show Place Cinemas there, so we'll be there again, Brad.
Okay, Shelley, so a lot of times, you know, when communities here locally are in the movies, some people may say, well, it really didn't do us justice. But in this case, the people up there are pretty happy the way Huntingburg came out.
It seems to be that the comments tonight were very, very positive about how they believe Huntingburg came out. So they had a lot of fun here tonight, I think.
All right, News 25, Shelley Kirk reporting live tonight via satellite and SkyFirst 25 from, where is it now? Huntingburg, Indiana.
Huntingburg.
All right, Shelley, thanks a lot. See you at the premiere tomorrow night. And as Shelley mentioned, ABC